6.
Everyone's wondering what kind of response we would get. What a start for Wemby.
Wembanyama is just one big burst here tonight.
Man, what a finish. The defense of the Spurs, they have answered the bell here.
Oklahoma City is absolutely disconnected.
They just punched, and we didn't punch back.
20-0 run for the Spurs.
This is a scary Spurs team.
The Spurs have pulled it off, and there will be a 7th game.
Friday edition of First Take. I'm Joe Fortenbaugh in for Shea. As you can see, Jay Williams is here in studio. Stephen A. Smith, Brian Windhorst here as well. Gentlemen, prepare for battle. The Western Conference Finals going.
Joe Fortenbaugh, good morning. That's right, I'm holding up the damn highlights for the show. You understand? Jay and then me and then Windhorst, forgive me, this is First Take. You're supposed to save me for last. I'm just saying. You may continue.
Did he just check you out of the gate?
Let's try this again, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your Friday edition of First Take. My name is Joe Fortenbaugh, joined by Jay Williams and Brian Windhorst. Gentlemen, let's get to business. And Stephen A. Smith as well. All right, prepare for battle. Western Conference Finals going 7 games after the Spurs took down the Thunder 118-91 in Game 6 last night. As is often the case, Victor Wembanyama led the way for San Antonio, setting the tone with 11 first-quarter points and finishing with a game-high 28 to go along with 10 rebounds, while league MVP SGA finished with 15 points. Here's Wemby post-game on how the Spurs were able to respond in Game 6.
I think we were consistent and we did what we needed to do. Trusted the game, trusted the basketball gods. We just got to fight that all the time. And when your back's against the wall, it feels like it's the best opportunity to do that.
A lot of the shots that I'm shooting, I've shot plenty of times before and they feel good. They're just not going in. But yeah, it's too late to abandon my work and abandon my game and who I am. This late in the season, I got to trust it and live or die by it.
San Antonio's 27-point win is the 4th largest by a team facing elimination against the defending champion in NBA history. It was also their largest win in franchise history when facing elimination. So let's begin the discussion. Stephen A., the response by Wemby and the Spurs, something or nothing?
I'm not going to say it's nothing because they won a pivotal Game 6. They were on the brink of elimination. Obviously, you lose the game, you go home. And they responded the way that they were supposed to respond. But in all fairness, they responded the way we anticipated they were going to respond. You know, Wemby came out. He was definitely looking for a shot. He was aggressive. The team followed suit. The supporting cast definitely showed up. They hit about 57% of their threes in the first quarter alone and sent the message that they were here, that they were ready to force a Game 7. And I think putting Oklahoma City on their heels put OKC in a position where it wasn't that much of a priority. The level of urgency that normally would exist in a game of this magnitude, it wasn't there for OKC because since San Antonio came out so strongly, they were of the mindset, look, we got Game 7, which is exactly what I anticipated was going to happen. After Wemby only made 4 of 15 shots in Game 5, you knew on his home turf in San Antonio, in front of his home crowd, there was no way in hell that he was going to sit idly by and let his season end on his home court in such a demure fashion. He wasn't going to do that. He was going to be aggressive. Stephon Castle lives to be aggressive. And obviously, Dylan Harper came off the bench, and obviously he was very, very formidable as well. Unlike Jay Williams, J-Dub, who only played 10 minutes off the bench, 1 point on 1 shot. You know, I guess they were just out there to see if he could last a few minutes because of that hamstring injury. But nevertheless, they played like a team that knew they had a Game 7 cushion. And you knew that if San Antonio came out early and punched them in the mouth, the level of urgency that normally you would anticipate wasn't going to be there. And that's exactly what happened.
I'm going to say it was something. I mean, wasn't it only last year that San Antonio finished 3rd to last in the Western Conference? I mean, how many years has Wemby been in the league? Has he been in the league 5, 10 years? He's been in the league 3 years. Dylan Harper, who had 18 points after an injury, is a rookie. You know, you're looking at the way Castle and these guys defend, the level of discipline. Whenever you have a young team, you know, even watching the way Castle took care of the Rock last night, 9 assists, 1 turnover. I mean, these are maturity moments for a team that has not been there before. I understand that the way they play sometimes can give off the impression that they're a very mature team. But they're a team that's learning how to win. Wendy, how many times have we watched teams over and over fall because they're learning how to win? The times the Knicks have gotten bounced early in the playoffs and they keep knocking on the door. This team is so far ahead of schedule that we're taking for granted from what we're watching because we have expectations now. It's like, yeah, they're going to do it. They're a young team. We don't know what they're going to do. We don't know how they're going to show up. So for me, I think this was massively something because not only did they defend home court, but now they're going to OKC for a Game 7, which still we don't know how they're going to perform in a Game 7. But if there's a player that you're starting to believe in with the way they start the game and how this game is going to be officiated, if they're able to play with the level of physicality they played with last night, if that's not being called, I think the Spurs have a legitimate chance to win this game in OKC. But I definitely think this is more than just something for a team that was just at the bottom of the Western Conference last year.
Wendy,